Welcome to this episode of the Business of Practice podcast, where we focus on the physical, financial, and human side of equine veterinary practice. In this episode, we are talking about the AAEP Career Center with Nick Altwies, who serves as AAEP's Director of Membership and has been with the organization since 2009. This Business of Practice podcast is brought to you by Dechra Veterinary Products. Thank you, Nick, for joining us on the Business of Practice podcast to talk about the AAEP Career Center.
Kim, it's a pleasure to be with you.
So for our audience, the AAEP Career Center is the #1 visited section on the AAEP member website. The average number of views per job posting is between 700 and 1,000. So we're going to let Nick tell us a little bit about how the Career Center works, how you post a position, how you find a job, and so forth. So Nick, tell us a little bit about the AAEP Career Center and how it works.
Well, there's two major functions. Obviously, there are those individuals or companies that are looking for veterinarians to hire. So an employer can go to the site and post a job, and it's very easy to do. For most folks, it takes probably between 5 and 10 minutes to create a post. And you go in to the portal, which is at aap.org. At the top of the page, we've got a special link for Career Center. Go in. If it's your first time, there is a slight registration process to go through. But once you complete that, you can start off by get a job title, description, basic educational credentials that you're looking for, job experience. You can list the job duties, the salary range that would be available. So you're basically inputting that information into a template, very easy to do. You save it, you check out. Checkout options give you a lot of variety too. The company we work with, Naylor, which is also known as Boxwood, is the host of the Career Center space. And what they provide are options where, let's say you just want to have the job at aap.org, you can have it just on that page. For a little bit more money, you can have it posted among 60 plus veterinary related websites. They call it the Veterinary Career Network, and that can go everywhere from AVMA's website, AAP's website, state and regional veterinary career sites. So it really gets a lot more visibility for somebody who wants to post a job out there. And the nice thing is when you post a job, what you get is you get an option to start searching for resumes that are currently available on the site. Because as we go to the job seeker side, one of the things that you can do as a job seeker is post your resume. And you go to the same space, aap.org, the Career Center, you go in and you can create a resume, upload it, and have that posted either very publicly, or you can have it be a little bit more confidential and have your personal information redacted. But that at least gets you in the space where you're saying, hey, I'm interested in potentially talking to somebody about a position. So as an employer, it's a great tool to take advantage of, to really look at who's already out in the marketplace looking. And as a job seeker, great place to get your name out. Job seekers also have great resources available to them. They can have their resume reviewed one time as a member for free of charge, get a lot of good feedback that way. And they also can, for a fee, get some career coaching as well, just on interview skills, a little bit more on resume writing, how to approach a job interview, those types of things. So wonderful resources, very easy to navigate, very easy to use, really works out well for us.
That sounds great, Nick. Now this is something that can be done everything from an individual that has a practice, maybe looking for a new associate or partner, to universities, to even industry.
Correct. All of those different types of groups do use the Career Center. See a lot of academia, industry, absolutely. Small practice, larger practice, a lot of use by all those groups.
Dechra Veterinary Products is proud to sponsor Equimanagement's The Business of Practice podcast. Dechra's equine product line includes Osphos, clodronate injection, Orthokine Vet IRAP 10 and 60, Osteokine PRP, Equidone Gel, Domperidone, the Vetivex line of parenteral fluids, Vicox EQ joint supplement, and a comprehensive line of topical dermatologic products. The recent addition of Zymeta, diaperone injection, further expands Dechra's equine offerings. For more information about Dechra's products, please visit dechra-us.com. And again, Nick had walked through this during the AAEP convention, which is what got me so interested in trying to share this information with the AAEP members and other veterinarians. If you're not an AAEP member, you need to be a member to get on this AAEP career site, correct?
Well, you can access it as a non-member. You would pay a little bit more to post a job. As a non-member, accessing it, you would access, so you can see the jobs that are posted. You can interact and apply for one, but most of those folks are going to see it if they're an AVMA member, if they're a member of a state group, they're going to see it that way.
Okay, and again, when Nick walked us through this, and you can get on and look at it, and it's a very simple format. It just really does walk you through all the steps and things that you need to put in. It'll help you think through what you're looking to put for this job, or if you're trying to apply for a job. Again, the free resume critique from AAEP members is a great tool for members. And if you need a little more help than that, a little more coaching, that's available for a small fee. Is there anything else that you think we should talk about for the AAEP Career Center?
The other nice thing we've incorporated there is our mentor program. We call it Outrider, and we were able to loop it because the company offered the template that we use to do some matching. So it makes that convenient as well too. Somebody who is seeking a job can right there, they can sign up for the mentoring component as well.
And that's not just an annual, that's if you just maybe have one question you can ask, correct?
Correct. You can also do that. You can ask a question of a mentor. You don't have to have a full term relationship.
So another great way to use the AAEP website. Nick, again, is there anything else that you would like to suggest to veterinarians who might be interested in using either one of these segments of the AAEP website?
I think it's if you're going to have some process to try to find a new hire, this is the space you want to use. It's AAEP does charge for it, but it is much less expensive than, let's say, if you went out to monster.com. It's probably about still at least 50% less than a posting there. And this is really qualified veterinary space. So you're going to have a much better target and chance of finding somebody by using the site at AAEP.org.
Well, thank you very much, Nick, for joining us today on the Business of Practice podcast. And we'd like to thank our listeners, and a big thanks to our sponsor, Dechra Veterinary Products. So please visit equimanagement.com or your favorite podcast network, such as iTunes or SoundCloud or Stitcher, to hear each episode of the Business of Practice. And make sure to take our survey so we know how to better serve you with these podcasts. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can send me an email at kbrown, that's the letter K Brown, at aimmedia.com. The Business of Practice podcast is a production of the Equine Podcast Network, an entity of the Equine Network.